Hi, this is Nick Taylor for Grey Areas Spotlight series, and today I'm joined by the founder of elrow, the hugely popular party series, Mr. Juan Arnau Jr. Welcome.
Hello, welcome everyone.
Okay, Juan, thanks for joining us today. Let's start by talking about some of the things you've been doing recently. You're hugely busy, and elrow puts on, numerous parties. It seems like dozens of parties a month. Do you want to tell us about some of the events you've done in the first couple of months of 2022?
Sure. Well, as you know, we have been stopped by the pandemic for 2 years, and we recently, the biggest show we did after the pandemic was Road on Amsterdam for 25,000 people back in September 2021. And since then, we have been basically rebuilding the team, making like going back into the mood, throwing parties already, especially in Europe, but also in the USA. And more recently, we did a lot of shows basically in the UK because they open up earlier than the rest of Europe. We did a really big show for New Year's Eve in Madrid for 2,000 people. And more recently, we are just doing now shows for Barcelona in our club where I am based. And now we are planning, like, basically as today, we are launching like 3-4 festivals in the next 3-4 weeks, planning the summer, which is going to be really saturated, but looking forward finally to be back on the road.
How do you manage to do so much? Do you have an enormous team? Are there different elrow family members all over the world? And do they have quite a lot of autonomy to run the parties, or does everything ultimately come through you?
Sure, no, obviously, I mean, if we are capable to deliver 110, 120 shows a year, is because of the team, like I founded the brand 12 years ago, but without the team, this wouldn't be possible. As you said, luckily, I have managed to get a great team next to me, which I consider almost a family, and we are working really well together. I have got different team members in different countries. Obviously, the base is in Barcelona, so here I have got the operations office, logistics, warehouses, marketing. Like the headquarters are based here. But if you travel to the UK, you will find people there. If you travel to America, you have got Michael Julian with his team. If you go to Ibiza, I have got another 30, 40 people. So in every single region where we are really strong, I try to pull out a great team that really work together. And that's the key of the brand. Like at the end, if we are doing more than 100 shows, it's because we really know how to do it together as a team. Toys, inflatables, confetti moments, like games, whatever, you name it. Obviously, a quite important element as well is like all the actors, steel workers, and all of that, because they are the ones interacting with the crowd. And for me, the most important element of the show is the audience itself. Like when you manage to get the customer interacting with the show, playing, like dressing up, taking toys, dressing friends, like smiling, hugging. When you manage to get to do that right, is when the magic starts. So at the end, it's a little bit of making a puzzle and balancing things out, and basically the audience is the one that makes the magic happen.
You talked a little bit about music there, but I'd like to expand on that a bit. elrow famously, maybe not famously, but it seems like at least at the start, you didn't book superstar DJs, big, enormous headlining DJs. The idea always seemed to be that you would let the vibe and the party and the crowd and the other things really be the attraction. Can you tell me a little about that?
Well, you're right. The first year we started in Barcelona, we went from 300 friends partying in our club in the city up to 7,000 now, 6,000 people. And you are right. Like for us, the first year I didn't want to book any big international talent because I wanted the people to be the epicenter of the show. So I wanted them to really enjoy with our residents. And this is how it started. And now I have to say, like we book many talent from a variety of sounds worldwide. And at the end, what we try to do is balance it a little bit. So it's never about the decoration. It's never about the actors. It's never about the games. It's never about the DJ. But when you put everything together in a cocktail, is when you get the raw and the magic.
I noticed that recently you've run a competition searching for talent, DJ talent around the world. Can you tell me a bit about how that went? Was this the first time you've done that?
It was the first time, and basically there was like 60 people sitting in Barcelona in the middle of the pandemic, thinking how to do something interesting for all of us in order to be entertained. And we basically this idea comes from 3-4 years ago, but we didn't have time to basically launch it. And now that we were sitting in Barcelona with enough time, I managed to convince a lot of friends from the industry, like from producers, musicians, like promoters, in order to be part of this. And basically we launched this project globally. Like in each country, I try to have at least 1 or 2 key promoters supporting the idea. So they will promote the contest through their social media channels as well. And I have to say, it was I was impressed. Like we had like over near 4,000 people from, I think, 70 countries worldwide. So it was, to my surprise, it was really successful. And it really shows how people are really into electronic music and how how some people are really want to be in this industry forever, so it made me really happy because we get a lot of requests from young talent worldwide in order to play at our events. And for me, give this opportunity to new kids that are really trying and putting effort in being someone in the industry is great. I have to say, it's been amazing. And in 1 month time, we're going to release the 2nd edition. Fantastic. So the plan is to do it. The plan is to do it every year.
That's great. And have you got plans for I think you had 2 winners this year. Are you inviting them to play at some of your shows and festivals?
Yeah, they have become our residents for at least the next 12 months. So they have played already. They came to the Barcelona office to do the onboarding. So we did videos, pictures, we had to do everything. I presented them to the booking agency, music department, marketing department. So basically they were here for a week. And now, as you said, they already started playing in our events. They played in Madrid, they played in Barcelona, and they are going to be playing in 20 key shows through the year, each of them. So the plan at the end is, obviously, they are the ones that have to work really hard. But I told them they have to use the raw platform, raw brand as a platform to grow. At the end, you can be an amazing producer, but if you don't have a platform or you cannot play in front of 10,000 people, you might stay at home forever. So in this case, I have to say they are really young with a lot of energy, which is great, and really excited to be part of the family.
That's fantastic. And yeah, what a platform to launch their career or to launch what they want to do next.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about a couple of your iconic parties, some of the things that you've done, which maybe no one else has done. The thing that springs to mind is the Deep House Party, which was involved, it was kind of partially held at the bottom of a very deep diving pool. Can you tell us about that?
Well, as you know, we are a really creative company, and basically, I would say five years ago, Heineken Group with Desperados brand became our partners. And we got together really well. And basically, they challenged us in order to do one special event somewhere that will be different from the others in order to have a huge campaign globally. And the first idea we had, which happened as well, was the year before of the Deep House pool show. We did like a balloon festival in the sky. So we put together, I think, 10 balloons, and we did a party for 2,000 people in in an airport 3 hours away from Barcelona, next to Andorra. And that was a totally secret party. They filmed it, was 12-hour show. It was amazing. And then the year after, they came back with the same. It's like, listen, I know last year we did the balloon thing. What can we do now? And then we found this, and I think it's the deepest pool in the world, next in Italy. And we convinced Peggy Goo to do the show with us, and it was really special. It was obviously much less people, because I think there was like 300-400 people, and it was challenging, I have to say. Like insurance wise, like security, it was really challenging, but also really powerful in social media. I have to say that it took us a big effort to put both shows together. But Heineken, at the end, Heineken was really happy. We were really happy as a creative company, and the show itself was really powerful in social media channels.
I need to understand both of those parties a little bit better. So the balloon party, was this hot air balloons, and you had people in the hot air balloons, and you have space for 2,000 people in hot air balloons?
No. So the way it worked is that we created like an empty space between the balloons, and there we had a DJ playing for 2,000 people, and basically the balloons were going up and down. So every time the balloons were going down, 25 people will go into the balloons, and there will be, there was a line of people waiting in order to get to the balloons.
Got it. That makes sense. And what about the deep diving pool? Because obviously, I mean, where was the dance floor? Where was Peggy playing?
Yeah, so basically there was like a smaller room. There was a small room right in the middle for 300 people, and then where Peggy was playing, it was like a transparent tube in the middle of the pool, and in that part there was like, I think there was room for 10-15 people only. So they would be playing, they would be dancing, seeing her, and then some people will go through the tube in order to take pictures and all of that. We invited also influencers. Both of them were private parties. Free parties for everyone, and the final result was quite impressive.
That's wonderful that you have this partnership, this long-running partnership with somebody who understands what you want to do and gives you the creative freedom and just says, great, we don't need to make very much money out of this, or you can put on a free party. We want to create something really special.
I have to say, like the Desperados and Heineken Group have been really loyal to the family, even in the worst months of the pandemic, when we were in the middle of COVID. And the first thing they said is call us, and it's like, Juan, we are going to be supporting you guys. Please, if you have creative ideas, like we did with streamings and all of that, let us know. We're going to be supporting you guys, and I told them, listen, like in these hard moments, it's really easy to run away from a brand like us. So I really appreciate what they did for us, and we are now partners, and we have more projects coming up this coming year.
What about, there must have been some parties or some venues or some festivals which either you tried to do and it just didn't work, or you couldn't ever get the permission or the insurance or anything like that. Can you tell us any things that you weren't or you haven't yet been able to do?
Oof. Yeah, I mean, after the last 6-7 years touring, we have many stories, but like one really big one, for instance, is a road town in Spain that was supposed to happen 4 years ago, and basically I got a huge location 1 hour away from Barcelona in Salou, and basically I met the city council, like the mayor of the city. Everything was fine, they were supportive. We did like even a conference, but I didn't have the contract signed. And basically I launched everything, like they told me to believe in them. I launched everything. People got really excited. And 1 month before the show, they told us that they were not going to give us the permit because they had like a fight with the neighborhood city council, and the festival basically was not going to happen. So that was quite stressful for me because I was convincing everyone to do it. I felt it was the right moment for the brand to do a festival, to have a festival in Spain. And it took me 4 years. Now, finally, it's happening in Madrid. Really happy to be launching that in April. But that one was like a painful one, because when you put all the effort, you trust the politicians, you go there, you do a press conference, you present the product to everyone, you contract everything, DJs, everything. It was like really painful. Then I had to move, because all the DJs were friends. I had to move all the lineup to Barcelona nightclub, to our club. Obviously, we lost a lot of money, but that's another story.
Yeah, I mean,
And we have many stories. Like we have like containers blocked in Colombia, and we had to pay money to the police to take them out. Then we lost 2 containers in Dubai, and lost them forever. So I had to ship. I had to fly extra decoration from Spain, losing a lot of money in order to deliver the show. So many stories. In Lebanon as well, I lost a container, and the promoter told me that like they couldn't find the container in the harbor, and basically someone took it without permission. So many stories through all these years.
are you ever tempted when you're faced? I mean, I've read a little bit about your history, and you have enormous ambitions, but when it doesn't work, it means you end up losing a lot of money because you put so much money and effort into these things. Are you ever tempted just to say, oh, well, look, let's do this cheaply. Let's, we won't ship over the decorations. We'll just get some streamers locally.
No, that's not us. Like we love the industry. We are here to stay, and we don't know what else to do. And our passion is to keep increasing and growing and scaling up what we have done in the past. So every time we do a new show, no matter where, and even if we go to the city many times, to the same city many times, we always try to improve or learn from our mistakes in order to make the show better. And the only way to make the show better is by spending more money, unfortunately. So that's the reality of our business. I love doing it. Otherwise, it would be too boring. If the shows would be copy paste, I wouldn't be here. The exciting part of the brand is that it keeps evolving. We keep adding new things, new music, new decorations, new collaborations with contemporary artists. Like we are like really creative, and I will never change that. Never for money, at least.
Well, you touched on it a little bit, the ambitions for the brand. Can you tell us a little bit about your upcoming plans for 2022? You have the Madrid Festival, and I know you have a US tour coming up as well.
Yeah, it's true. We are going to the US now in March, April. In fact, I am flying in 15 days to Las Vegas and Miami. So yeah, I mean, 2022 was supposed to be, and I think it's going to be a challenging year because we are coming out of the pandemic. Unfortunately, the Spanish government wasn't capable to really help the companies here. So we lost really key and important people through these 2 years of COVID journey, I will say. And now everything is coming together. So I had to decide in which countries I couldn't invest time now. For me, this 2022 is about reorganizing the company, getting everything right again, rebuilding the team, making new decorations, and making sure we deliver great shows in Europe, making sure we do even better in the USA. But for instance, I have to decide that in the case of South America, we have to wait a little bit more to go there. And in the case of Asia, I think we're going to wait until 2023 to start touring again. So this year we're going to be focused mainly in our core countries, core regions, make sure we can pay our debts, we can rebuild the team, we can be creative at home, and then, like take it from there. So I think it's going to be, it's going to be a tricky year because I already feel that some markets are already saturated with events. Too many shows are happening. Too many new promoters thinking that our shows, our industry delivers a lot of money. So it's going to be an interesting year to see. Like many people will fell apart. And I just want to make sure we do bigger shows, better produced. I don't want to saturate markets. I just want to make sure we deliver great things. And obviously, I want to do it better, crazier, and take it to the next level in 2023.
You mentioned a few locations there, and obviously 2022 is about rebuilding, and establishing Europe and a couple of other key markets. Where would you say is your favorite place to play? I mean, in terms of the crowd and the atmosphere, where is, like, apart from Spain, where is the other home for Elrow?
It's hard to say, like each country has got something special. Like if you go in Spain, I would say Barcelona is my hometown, and every time we do a show here, it feels more like a festival than a nightclub. You know, like when you come to Barcelona, you understand why elrow is where it is, and it's because the energy you get at the club. But then, for instance, Ibiza is really unique because the island itself, you know, like then you go to London and you have got a huge fans followers and that get really excited at the festival. And then when you, for instance, you go to Holland and you get older crowd on their 30s, 35, really enjoying the festival with another type of energy. So you know, like it's quite interesting to see. You know, like in depending on the country, you always take something special from that country, which is good. You know, it's really good.
It's a very positive and elrow way of looking at things. What about when you're not working? I know you're working all the time, but when you're not working, where do you go and what do you do? Do you sit in silence and not listen to music? Do you sit on a beach? Do you sit by a pool? Do you climb a mountain?
Well, I have to say that now I have a family. I have 2 kids. One is 4 years and a half, so it's before pandemic. But the second one was in the middle of pandemic, and she's gonna become 1 year in April. And basically, when I am not at the office or traveling, or with the team at the warehouse, I try to stay with the family, spend time with them, spend time with the kids. I take them to the mountains, to the beach, to Ibiza, even if it's 3 days. You know, like spend time. I try to have quality time with the family. You know, and no matter, you know, like we try to do a lot of things for the kids to be entertained. You know, at the end, it's not about me anymore. It's about them. So when I don't work, I try to spend time with them.
Great. Okay, we got one more question, and then we enter our quick fire round where we just have a bit of fun. The last question in this, we like to ask everyone we speak to. It can be an impossible question to answer, but if you could name one track that's been especially influential on your journey, your career so far, is there one that you could put your finger on?
I mean, a track, I would say, you know, like the groups I love is like Prodigy, Chemical Brothers, Underworld. You know, like if you ask me for a track, maybe Born Sleepy. You know, like from Underworld. I love classics. You know, I have to say, you know, I am already 39 years old, and I grew up and I became a raver through those sounds, and for me are still special. You know, like sometimes DJs ask me, Juan, which song do you want me to play before I close the party? And I always go to the same ones, you know, like Underworld for me is one of the top bands.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And I also grew up in that era and became a raver in that era, and I still listen to all of those albums, all those bands.
I never get tired.
Okay, great. We'll just do a quick fire round. I'm going to tell you 2 things, and you just have to pick one, which is more you, more elrow, that makes the most sense to you. So let's start with vinyl or CDJs.
I don't care as far as the music is good.
Okay. Ibiza or Berlin?
Ibiza.
Mountains or desert?
Mountains to relax, desert to party.
Swimming pool or beach?
Beach.
TB303 or Mini Moog?
TV.
Sax solo or guitar solo?
Sax, yeah.
Okay, AI, artificial intelligence. Do you think it's mankind's savior or mankind's destroyer?
What? Say that again.
AI, artificial intelligence. Do you think it's going to destroy mankind or it's going to save mankind?
I think it's going to save.
Good stuff. Tequila or vodka?
Vodka. I mean, I love both. You know, like lately I drink more tequila, but my favorite drink has been always vodka. But I love them both.
I guess it's a vodka then. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Football or rugby?
Football. I don't understand rugby.
Astrology or astronomy?
Astronomy.
Cooking or takeout?
Cooking. I love cooking.
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram, for sure.
And last one, this, I know the answer to this already, but siesta or fiesta?
Fiesta.
Yeah, of
Fiesta.
course. Okay, look, Juan, thank you so much for joining us here today. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience, a shout out for a party coming up or anything like that? We'll include your links and your social channels so people can find you and find more information.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and if you need anything else, just let me know.
Yeah, we will. Well, thank you so much. It's been great talking to you today. I know you're a super busy man, so I'll let you get on. But have a good day, and I'll see you soon.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.